Yo, what's good, y'all? My name is Darcy. Welcome to an episode of Off the Dome. Here we speak off the dome. Today's thoughts are going to be about self identity, identity crisis. Who are you? Who am I? Who are we? Um, because a lot of times now, we are always changing. And a lot of times we're afraid of this new change. We're afraid, oh, who are we? But yeah, let me get comfortable, bro. Let me get comfortable, bro. But it's okay to be someone different. It's okay to decide you're a new person. It's okay. The great thing about being human is we're not perfect. We're humans. We're made to make mistakes. We're made to learn. We're made to grow, experience new things as they come. So I always tell people, it takes one day to be someone new. It takes 2 days to be someone new. It takes a few days to learn something new. And yeah, just don't be afraid. I understand. Oh, people always saw me as this, but now if I do this, they're gonna think I'm weird. That's the first issue. The first thing you said, they. Why are you worried about they? Who is they? Who are they? You don't know who cares what they think. Um, but yeah, we have a right to be multifaceted. A lot of times when we're 26, 27, 28, I mean, now I'm 27, bro. I'm like, you might like change your whole life. You might start to be like, okay, I want to do this now. And that's perfectly okay. There's no need to be the same as you were when you were younger. There's no need to believe that your parents built this life for you. Imagine yourself as you want. And the sooner you realize you can be anything you want in this life, the sooner you realize these moments are important for you, the sooner you realize that no matter what, it's possible. It'll be easier to change who you want to be, because obviously sometimes we want to change because we don't feel great in that position, right? A lot of times we want to change because we're tired of the routine. We want something fresh, something exciting. But what holds us back is the attention of others. What holds us back is other people. What holds us back is the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown is one of the biggest, scariest things in the world. And I'll be honest, I'm afraid of it sometimes. It's like, dang, like, I'm not sure if I'm ready for all that new energy, new attention, new power. But if something is growing inside of us, something has us thinking differently, wants us to feel differently, we have to explore that. There's no need to always stay true to who we were in the past. We get to have this life and only have one life. So why not try everything? Why not live life with no regrets? Why not quit your job, find a new job? Why not suffer for a little bit to get ahead? Look, raining, bruh. Hey, bruh. Crazy. But I just came out here to say, like, I love who I am. I love who my past has been, and I'm so grateful that I have been able to be many different Darcys. I used to do sports. I used to be a track athlete in university. I used to be in a frat. I used to be abroad, live in Spain, be a Spanish boy. I live in Colombia, Cali boy. Passport, bro. I mean, that's another video, but you know, I've done so many things, and I am proud of who I am. I want people to see me as someone who isn't afraid to try new things, try new experiences, and I really appreciate every phase of my life. And I'm here to say that I will continue to change. I will continue to be different. Why? Because I have more experience. I know more things. I have more adaptability. I have more courage also. And we have to use courage as an exercise. We have to develop the skill, develop the power, and learn how we can get ahead in life. And the only way we can get ahead in life is by using new experiences to our advantage. Okay, so you hit that midlife crisis. It's like, oh my God, who am I? Oh my God. Allow that to happen. Be blessed that that happened. I understand that if you don't know what you want to be, that is beautiful. That means the unknown is going to bring you things you didn't even know were there in life. So if you're feeling like you want to do a 180, do a 180. If you're feeling like you want to do a 360, do a 360. Dye your hair, quit the job, start a marathon. We do all these challenges because we are bored of life. We're tired about the same mundane lifestyle. But The only person who was said to do that is you. You thought, okay, this is all that life is about: work, go home, sleep, wake up, eat, da da da, the same thing. But life is so much deeper. Life is so much greater once we understand that we are in control. We have the will to do whatever we want, whenever we want, if it's for the better. All right, so yeah, being in your 20s is tough. You kind of have to reparent yourself. A lot of times you hear now people are like, "Oh, when you turn, I don't know, when you turn 21, really you are starting over being an adult." So really, like if you're, I don't know, if you're 21, you just turned 26, then it's like, "Oh, you got 5 years of being an adult. You're a 5-year old adult baby," which it's good. It's a good perspective because we are really too hard on ourselves. If you think about it, back in the day too, people only lived to like 60. So once they were like 20, it was like, all right, bro. Well, we gotta get started. We gotta get started. We're start that family. But now we live to like 100. So really it's like 40. It really is like 40. It's like, all right, bro. Uh, so yeah, it's like obviously we're going to change. We have new experiences, we're growing, we see new perspectives, we meet different people, and this forces us to have different opinions, and there's nothing wrong with that. So when you feel like you don't know who you are, all I can say is try to get off technology, try to take a walk, just be in space of quiet, and try to acknowledge the fear that's in your mind, because if you don't do this usually, obviously when you're looking at your phone, when you're always on doom scrolling, your mind isn't allowing the space to create thoughts. Your mind is glued and the attention was on your phone. So the first time when you don't look at your phone, you're thinking about your thoughts, there's going to be some negative thoughts, there's going to be some scary thoughts, and that's okay. The important part is acknowledging those thoughts. Remember, you are not your thoughts. 90% of our thoughts are our environment, what we see, what we believe. And it's important to see that thoughts only come and go. They only come and go. We are not our thoughts. We have thoughts. I can think something and it can be negative, and I can say I don't claim that. That's not what I think. That's what is around me. That's what people see. That's what they talk about. But that's not me. I don't believe that. So, with the identity crisis, we have to get comfortable with being in control of our thoughts. Because if we're not in control of our thoughts, we could be anybody today, anybody tomorrow, depending on where we're at, depending on what we listen to. If I'm on TikTok, I see someone talking about Kanye for president, I'm gonna be like, Kanye for president, Kanye for president. But the next day, I'm gonna see Trump for president, I'm gonna be like, hey, Trump, mate, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, people don't know who they are because they don't take time to be alone. They don't take time to be independent. Everyone wants to follow the next trend, the next hype, and we're lost. We're lost. So I challenge you. I challenge you to take time, stay out the wall for 20 minutes a day, 30 seconds. 30 seconds, bro. Think about how many thoughts come in your head in 30 seconds and tell me, bro. Because we have to fix that. We have to fix and take time to learn who we are. We take time to learn how to use Instagram. We take time to learn how to use TikTok, how to do the dances, but we don't know who we are, our true self, our most authentic self. And I think that's what people get afraid about. They want to be authentic, they want to love themselves, but they don't really know how to. So that's really what this podcast is about. I talk about a lot of things on here, but really I want people to be authentic. I want people to love themselves and have grace for themselves. Know that they're on this journey for the first time ever. So obviously, sometimes you're gonna have an identity crisis, and that's okay. So yeah, once you're able to be in control of your thoughts, obviously in the beginning it's gonna be tough because it's gonna be like, okay, like these are my thoughts or not, this is what I'm thinking or not, but once we are in control of our thoughts, acknowledging our thoughts, being aware of our thoughts, we're able to see how that makes us feel and see what we're able to do to change that feeling. If you're feeling sad, you're feeling anxious, why are you feeling anxious? Where's that coming from? Your heart, your shoulders, your back? What happened today? You go through the process. Okay, that happened. Is that affecting you right now? Can you control it? Can you change it? Can you change what happened? It's in the past. Okay, leave it in the past. That thought process has to become more continuous, more devoted to that thought process, because a lot of times we get stuck in this autopilot and thoughts just come left and right, we just look at it, dang, that's us, you know? And that's what happens when we lose sense of who we are. We just get attached to whatever we're tied to, or attention's tied to. So yeah, man, I love you guys. You know, it's okay to not know who you are. It's okay to not know what you want to do. You know, trust God's timing. The storm isn't going to last forever, and God's timing is better than anyone. The universe's timing is better than anyone. So I really value the world. I value trust. I value belief. I believe in the world. I trust in the world. You know, today might not have been a good day, but that means tomorrow can only get better. And today is a good day. I'm gonna feel grateful for that day. You know, I'm just gonna put my attention on the positivity, not worry about the negativity. If I have a bad day, okay, it's a bad day. Whoop de doo. Tomorrow will be better. Oh man, today was a great day. Okay, I thank you. Thank you. Be grateful. Okay? I love you guys, man. One day at a time. Have grace. Love yourself. Be proud of yourself. Believe in yourself. Forgive yourself. And most importantly, love yourself. Off the dome. We out.